Hi, I hope everybody has joined and welcome to the webinar Redefining Marketing Campaigns, how to stay relevant during a pandemic. And we have with us our guest speakers, Breanna Gunn and Tammy Pereira. I hope you can see them well. So yeah, I'd like to welcome all the guests and the attendees. And just to kind of cover up on what we'll be doing today is we're going to be focusing on content messaging and how to redefine your marketing campaigns but on a budget, because right now the money is actually really tight. And so every marketer is trying to jump on the coronavirus bandwagon, but how to exactly deal with it so that we can have a proper base and actually come out on top after this crisis is over. So I'll introduce you and head over to Breanna. And yeah, just a second. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, let me get you guys all set up. Okay, let me change the view real quick for everybody. Full screen. Oops, nope. I practiced this, I promise, guys. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, so I am here to talk about marketing and what it looks like and what that means for you. Can you see my screen changing? Why is it paused? Okay, so apparently I can't do full screen, so we're just gonna go like this. All right, so we are going to talk about marketing and how it is shifting and how you can stay relevant right now. Oh, for the love of Pete, come on. Okay, guys, I apologize for the technical issue that I'm having. Let's try. I swear, guys, I never have these kinds of issues, but apparently I am. So we are going to go back to, I have my slides. How did I get here? All right, we're gonna really quick keynote and pull it back up. While we're waiting, I'm gonna introduce myself. I am Gunn. I am a marketing strategist and messaging expert. And marketing and messaging has not changed that drastically in the last month or so, but it is definitely changing. And I want to make sure that we can stay relevant, because it's really important that we are staying relevant and we are making sure that we have all the things that we need to do the things we need to do. Holy Moses. Why? Navigator. There we go. Okay. Here is my GoToMeeting. Okay. Now I just need to figure out how to actively share again. Nope, that's not it. I apologize, you guys. Leave it to me to have tech issues. Whoops. Okay. You're still not able to see my screen, are you? Okay. Let me know in the chat if you're able to see my screen. Can someone comment so I can make sure you can see what I have to say? Otherwise, I will just run through this for you. No one?
Yes, I think they can see the screen.
Great. Okay. Perfect. So marketing made easy. We already talked about that. Today, I'm going to talk about what's changed, how to stay relevant, how to maintain your cash flow, and why visibility matters now more than ever. We already talked about who I am. So we're going to skip right over to whether or not we should continue marketing. When this all first happened, there was a huge push towards not selling. People were still selling, but there was a lot of people who felt it was in bad taste or bad form. And it's not that we shouldn't be selling, but it's that we need to shift how we are approaching a sale. It is no longer kosher or relevant to go forward and straight up say, here I am, buy my stuff. People need to feel like you're in service, and they need to feel like you're there to support them. So we can absolutely make sure we're still selling. We just need to do it from a place of service instead of a place of sales and desperation. That being said, the marketing that you were using, the messaging that you were using, the images that you were using a month ago, a week ago, probably are not going to work right now. We need to be very cognizant of our isolation situation, of the trauma we're experiencing, of the anxiety people are experiencing, and make sure that we are leveraging our materials, our messaging, our marketing accordingly. As an example, there was an ad that was running by a very well-known marketer, and it was him speaking out to a crowd full of people. And there were so many comments in just a 24-hour period about how tone deaf and frustrated people were that was still being pushed. The messaging shifted, they pulled it down, they put up a picture of just that person alone, and it's doing better. So it was not one of my campaigns, but it's something that I think we need to be really cognizant of. Everyone's feeling very kind of alone and stuck and kind of floaty right now, like nothing's certain. And so as business owners, as marketers, we need to help provide the certainty. We need to be confident in what we're putting out there. So to do that, we need to take the lemons we're dealing with and make some kind of fruity juice, as Conan O'Brien would say. So staying relevant starts with service. You have to be in service to your audience and step up as a leader. You need to make sure that you are stepping up and serving first and foremost. If that means that you reduce one of your low-end offers to a pay-as-you-can program, it's a great way to do it. If that means that you are offering free calls or free content, that's a great way to do it. Remember, selling is helping, but we can't ask for the sale out of the gate. We need to be very cognizant of putting service first. So as you're creating your messaging, as you're creating your marketing, go back through the language, go back through the images, go back through the feel, and decipher whether or not you have something of value to give. By value, I mean something people could take action on, something people could actively use in their businesses right now. For example, if you have started working on Facebook ads, or you have found a particularly great message is working, you can share that with your audience so that they can adapt it to their current marketing and messaging, and offer, if you need additional help, reach out and contact me, which we really should have been doing anyway, but I think we got away from that. Use this time to consider which parts of normal we are returning back to. The sound is compromised. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Let me see. Webcam. Let me stop. Okay. Let me try turning off my AirPods and see if that helps. Turn Bluetooth.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
I think when you disconnected the AirPods, the audio got disconnected because we can hear Tammy and myself right. I'm so sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties. I think, yeah, working from home is
Okay, am I back?
Yes, now you are.
That was fun. I apologize, you guys. I live in the boonies a little bit, and normally our Wi-Fi is fine, but it seems like everybody and their brother is using it today. So, Jagruti, do you want to tell me where I cut out and I can go back?
Yeah, I think from one slide prior to this one, when we were talking about the service you're going to provide, maybe you can start from there. Yeah.
Sure, staying relevant?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure where I cut off, but staying relevant is all about, especially when you're marketing, it's all about providing service first and foremost, and the sale will come after that naturally. Right now, we're all a little up in the air with how this is going to look and what this is going to do to our businesses and how this is going to affect things long term. And if you can show up and serve first and sell on the back side of that service, you're going to find that you end up having far more residents, far more clients, and a far greater following. This is all about shifting perspective, focusing on the long-term outcome, playing more of a long game versus buy my stuff right now. It's let me help you, and then I know you're going to remember this, so you'll come back when you are able to buy something. And most importantly, it's taking your customers and clients into consideration. What do they actually want right now? Because it's really not dissimilar to what they wanted before everything kind of fell apart, but it is definitely changed in the way they're thinking about it in their head. It's not a matter of if or when, it's more a matter of, am I able to afford it? Is this really worth the investment? So you need to work on building that trust. All right. The opportunity right now is to go ahead and create a community and a following and a customer base, because everyone is online. We have nothing better to do. So now is a really great time to get heard. That doesn't mean we can't sell. Being in service does not mean sales can't happen. We need to look at it from a different perspective. There are new people coming into the online space that have never been here before. How can you help them? I had a conversation with a client a few days ago. She is an offline business owner. And she figured out a way to serve her people that are having to do business online right now by providing them with trainings and courses that she was able to put together fairly quickly, because she has a ton of content already that will help them get their business set up, make sure it's legal, do all of the things they need to do. Shifting online or offline offers into the online space. If you are in a spa situation, or you are a massage therapist, or you're somebody who is an offline brick and mortar business, could you put together a subscription box? Could you offer to ship products? Figure out how to best serve your clients now, because we are social distancing, so that you can stay relevant. Another idea for those of us who are seeing a slump in sales is pre-selling and discounts. It's right now, we have people who have money to spend, and we have people who don't have money to spend. We need to capture the people who do have money to spend. We can do that by offering them discounts, by offering them something that is redeemable now or in the future. But we need to make that offer to that pain point that they are expressing because of what's going on. So the language that we used to use, like I said, is not going to necessarily resonate the same way it used to. So we need to make sure we're updating and paying attention and doing a little bit of market research, diving in to see how people are expressing their concerns, their pain, their struggles, and their frustrations right now. The last piece of this, the visibility piece, is super duper important, because we can't just go to an event and get on stage and speak. There are so many people who are trying to get visible right now, who are trying to show up, and they are showing up, but we're already seeing a drop off in the number of people who are showing up consistently. If you start your visibility campaign, stick with it. Pick a number of times for lives, for videos, for posts, and stick with it. Make sure that that consistency piece is there, because you're building on that trust that people need to make the purchase, and you're making your marketing that much more effective by showing up consistently and making sure the marketing and the messaging is all in a nice little bundle. In order to get visible, we need to show up where people are. Right now, that is literally the internet. So you can go live on a number of platforms. Yes, there are some platforms that have restrictions for lives, but you can show up on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. You can do one live and record it and download it and distribute it on multiple channels. There are so many ways to do this. If you don't want to go live, pre-record a video. If you don't want to do video at all, write a blog post. Like I mentioned, you need to be doing your market research. Use this slow time where everyone's kind of figuring out what life looks like for them to talk to people. Dive into Facebook groups, contact your previous clients, contact your current clients, reach out to the people who you've been speaking to, trying to close a sale, and find out what they want. Because the thing is, we all know what they need based on what our business looks like, right? We don't go out and purchase things because we need them. We go out and purchase things because we want them, and ancillarily, on the flip side, they need it. We have to sell right now in order for people to pay us. In order for the marketing to be effective, we have to speak to what they actually want. This is also a really great time to apply to podcasts, online summits, to send out PR pitches, and even to apply to speak down the road, end of this year, early next year. There is so much opportunity for visibility that is not being taken advantage of, or that is being taken advantage of, but people are going to be falling off. Don't be one of those people. Show up consistently. Make sure the visibility is there for you, so that when everything goes back to normal, when people have money to spend, you're the first thing that pops into their head. So to recap, staying relevant right now means reading the room, being sensitive, and being a service-minded entrepreneur. How can you serve your community and provide for them without asking for a direct cash exchange, so that you can sell and remain in service when you sell, and offer something that people actually want and will fill a need that they have? The visibility piece will help you amplify the relevance and the sales tactics that you're using. And above all, make sure that any images that you use are sensitive to the time. We don't want to see images of groups. People don't want to see images of live events. People don't want to see a bunch of hands in the middle of, a high five or anything, because it's something we can't have right now and it's grating on nerves. So be very aware of how the images you're using appear to the general populace. All right, and finally, if you want to keep in touch with me, let's be friends. You can find me on social at the Breanna Gunn, and I have a list of all of my goodies for you there if you'd like to go check them out. But I'm going to turn this back over to Jagruti so that she can give it to Tammy.
Thank you, Breanna. I think we've had a lot of insights, and you guys can throw in your questions. We'll be having an AMA session at the end of Tammy's speech. And now I'll give over the presentation to Tammy.
There you go.
Yay. Can you guys hear me? It's gonna take a second, I think. Let me see if I can get my webcam on. Hold on. It's loading. All right, we got it. Let me see if I can get my webcam. How are you guys doing? It'll take a second. It took a second to load on my end. All right, let me get my webcam on. See if it'll turn on. Up, here we go. Yay. All right. Can everyone see and hear me okay? I hope so. Yes? Yes, yes? Yes. Say yes. Or drop a share in the chat and say if you guys can see and hear me okay as I deliver this presentation. For those that don't know me, my name is Tammy P of TammyP.com. And yes, thank you, Breanna, for popping in. I love feeling like I'm not talking to myself. I'm super excited. Thank you, SocialPilot, for having me on today. I really, really appreciate this. So again, Tammy P, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys specifically about how to stay relevant amidst the pandemic with my $5 a day ad system. And this is specifically because I'm a Facebook ad expert. So that's what this presentation is going to be all about today. All right, so what I want to talk about first for you guys is really specifically, and I think Breanna touched on some of these already, but I really want to just talk about it briefly here, is creating that online business plan of action. So getting creative. I launched a work from home series last week, and I was having great conversations with business owners, whether they're online or offline, and we were specifically talking about how we can get creative right now, because there are a lot of businesses that are not used to the whole online thing, right? And so for owners that are used to being in the digital marketing realm, in the online space, so to speak, like, this is our opportunity, right? This is our opportunity to share and help these businesses flourish. So that is one thing. If you are an online business owner and you have need to get a little bit creative with how you're marketing your online business, I do encourage you to reach out to owners that can help you, right? People that are already visible online, people that already have this experience, and help guide you through those steps so that you can create an online business goals for yourself and how to be visible in the online space, okay? So one thing I do like to talk about, and social media, right? And we're all about social media all day, every day, anybody in the online space, but I do encourage people to pick one platform. So a lot of different coaches that I hear from, they say the same thing. And the reason is, if you're new to the online space, trying to be everywhere is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge if you're like, well, I need to be on LinkedIn, I need to be on Instagram, I need to be on Facebook. So if you're newer to the online space, if you're new to marketing your business digitally and online, then I encourage you to pick one platform to start with. And then as you get more comfortable, branch out from there. And of course, I have to say Facebook, because that's what this whole presentation is on because I'm a Facebook ads expert. So, all right, so learning something new. So if there's, there are roadblocks, right? Like, we're not good at everything. Like we're not made to be great at everything. So if there's something that you need to learn in order to increase your skill set to be able to be online and to be able to keep your business going in the online space, then I encourage you to learn something new or hire support. So either way, depending on your budget or what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, is to actually say, okay, I want to learn, for example, of course, Facebook ads, and either go, make that effort to learn it and how it can help and grow your business, and or hire someone to help you with that piece. So I definitely think those three things are a good thing to do. All right, so the next we're going to talk about just a little introduction of me. My name is Tammy P. And I've worked for over 20 years, you guys, in Facebook. Well, not specifically Facebook, but in marketing and advertising. It's been my entire career for 20 years, even though I tried to get away from it all the time. No, just kidding. And then specifically in the past 2 years, I've come into the online space. So I actually used to be a corporate consultant. I worked in corporate. I worked for $1 billion ad agency, working in advertising. And then I came into the online space 2 years ago, and I up leveled my skill sets to learn Facebook ads. I spent over $20,000. I had a debate. I was like, I'm either going to get my master's degree or I'm going to go back and I'm going to learn something to help educate myself and get myself up to speed with what's happening, because so many things have changed in the past 20 years. So many things have changed in the past year. So many things have changed in the past month. So yeah, so I went back and I learned Facebook ads, and so I'm an expert in Facebook ads, and specifically in how to grow your business for $5 a day. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. So why am I so enthusiastic about Facebook? Well, Facebook, I love Facebook because there's over 2 billion, yes, I said it with a B, 2 billion people are active on the platform monthly, which is a lot of people. So when people say to me like, I don't know, I think my people are on Instagram or LinkedIn, I'm like, nah, your people are on Facebook. They're just not telling you. But and the other thing I love about it, specifically to Facebook ads, is I love that it's the most targetable platform on the internet. I do have geeky ad conversations with other people, and yeah, you can do a lot with audiences, and you can do a lot with targeting with Facebook ads specifically. The other thing, and Breanna touched on this a little bit, is live video is super popular. Yeah, it's crazy popular. You get the most engagement off live video out of any other thing. So if you're going to create one post a week, I would encourage you to create one live video a week, and you'll get the most engagement, you'll get the most visibility, you'll grow your business the fastest with live video. All right, so why Facebook ads are incredible right now. I actually just went live on this on Monday, and what I'm seeing in the industry as far as Facebook ads and why I'm excited about Facebook ads right now. And specifically, I want to share with you the 3 most important trends happening on Facebook right now. Because of the fact that we're in the pandemic, and this is very specific to the pandemic, and I see ad costs plummet. So I see, I was running ads for clients a couple months ago, and they were double and triple and quadruple the prices that I'm seeing now. And how can that help you? Well, specifically, if you are thinking about Facebook ads, if it's something you're like, I'm not sure if I want to invest in Facebook ads, a lot of people are on the fence with it. Well, now's a great time to experiment, because you're not going to spend a ton of money and you're going to be able to get results. So with the Facebook ads, like I said, there's competition, because there's people that are buying the advertising space, the media for this Facebook ads. And right now, there's not as much competition in that area. So for entrepreneurs, for small business owners that don't have huge budgets, now is the time for Facebook ads. I feel so strongly about this. So it's something that you're thinking about. I really, really strongly, if it's something that you think can work for your business, that's the thing. You have to think of it in that perspective of like, do you think Facebook ads can work for your business? If it's a yes, I would encourage you to try it. So the other thing is, there's, like I said, there's over 2 billion active users in Facebook land, but there are 8 billion videos viewed daily. 8 billion videos are viewed daily every day, which is crazy, right? It's a high statistic. So if there's one piece, if you're new, again, like I said this, I'll repeat it again because I'm really, really, really passionate about this piece. If there's one thing that you can do to help grow your business right now, it would be on camera. It could be on your mobile. It could be on your desktop, going live and talking about your expertise. Everybody's been in business. Everybody has some kind of business that they, something to talk about, right? And so the best way to do that is to share your expertise on video, on camera. And it doesn't have to be live per se. It could be you're just on a walk and you want to shoot a little video on your camera, and then you can upload it later and use that as a post. But that is the best way to get engagement without having to do, you know, so much every day. Because I know when I came into the online space a couple years ago, like, you know, it is confusing. Like, there is a lot of strategies out there. There's a lot of things that we can do. There's a lot of things that we can be doing, and we don't necessarily have 8 hours a day to market our business. So there's one thing that I would say for you guys today. It would be like live video or video of some kind as far as in a post. And then of course, Facebook ads. Of course I'm gonna say that. All right, so are you ready for Facebook ads? Let's talk about it. I want to share with you guys my $5 a day ad system briefly, because I am passionate about it. I think a lot of people, entrepreneurs in particular, and in this pandemic, we are, you know, we don't want to spend we don't want to spend a ton of money. Like, we got to be careful. We got to be super budget conscious in this time, right? We don't have to be, but like a lot of people are right now, and I don't blame them. Okay. So my $5 a day ad system, what is it? What's it all about? And let me share the strategy with you guys. I'll give you a little sneak peek. $5 a day ad strategy is all about, again, creating one video or creating one Facebook Live, just like we've been talking about, just like Breanna's been talking about. What that does is, again, best way to get engagement, to get visibility, and to grow your business online is to do a Facebook Live or to do a video. So if you don't even pay attention to the rest of this, I'll say it again, and then I will stop. And then, so what you would do in this particular $5 a day ad system is we would do a Facebook Live. In particular, you would do the Facebook Live in order for this methodology to work, this strategy to work. You would do your Facebook Live on your Facebook business page. So if you don't have a Facebook business page already for your business, another thing I highly recommend, it's almost like a mini website within Facebook. So again, like the first couple things that I always recommend for new business owners, if you are even new to the online space and just kind of dipping your toes in or wanting to investigate, is getting that Facebook business page is really important. And I know everybody always says the website, but getting the Facebook business page is really awesome and important. And hooking it up, there's a way to hook it up so it's off of your personal profile. I'm not going to talk too much about that. But anyway, so we're doing a Facebook Live. We're doing the Facebook Live on our Facebook business page, okay? And you could do this strategy one time per week is what I'm talking about, what I've done and done myself to grow my business, and also what I've coached my clients on. So after you do your Facebook Live, step 2 is actually we're going to create a long form post. So one thing that I will share with you guys about video and specifically about Facebook ads is that, you know, if you notice, so one of the statistics I actually just saw was that 85% of the people that are watching video actually watch it with the sound off, with the volume off, because we're busy doing other things, or we're working, or we don't want to disturb other people. So that's the thing. So 85% with the sound off. So if that's the case, then people are like reading the video. They're not necessarily listening to the video. So this second piece is super, super important to the success of your live and your video and the success of your $5 a day ad. So what we want to do is after we go live, we do these couple things, which is what I usually do is I'll type up like a summary of what I talked about on my live. So I will typically go live anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes at a time. And then what I'll do is I will type up kind of a long form description summary of what I just talked about. So again, if somebody's like, well, I don't have time to watch 10 minutes of video, right? They can then go ahead and they can read it. They can read it as a description. Then the other piece of it is you would put a call to action. So if you have like a freebie, or if you want to direct them over to your website, you say to learn more, and then put your website in there. Then the last piece of it is actually doing the captions or subtitles. So the captions and the subtitles increases the chance that the people will be watching your video, because 85% watch without the sound on. So captions are really, really important piece of this. And there's a variety of tech ways that you can do that, but create the captions, create the subtitles, so that again, if they're turning the sound off with their video, they can actually just read it and get that information and hear from you, which is really what you want. And so as a result, we would run a Facebook ad that's a $5 a day to your video. So basically the content, the creative is already done. And then we would run a video ad. It's a video ad to your live or to your video. And with this strategy, with this $5 a day strategy, I've been able to grow my business and my clients' businesses over the past year or two, increase their engagement, increase their visibility, grow their audiences, and get such amount of traction on doing one piece of content, one live video a week, which is like really, really exciting. Okay, so, and let me know as you guys go. We're going to do a chat at the end. So if anyone has questions, don't be shy. Drop those in the chat and we will get to it at the end. Okay, so I want to specifically talk about how, some ideas. So these are specific ideas that I've done and my clients have done over the past couple of weeks using this $5 a day live video strategy in these times during the pandemic. So I actually launched my work from home live series, and I'm going to be launching it again next week, where I'm bringing on online business owners and even offline business owners that talk about how they're adjusting during this time. And again, that's a live video. It's an interview. Interview's the same kind of a thing. And then I'm able to run a video ad to it so more people can see it, essentially. Other things that I've been seeing, I have one woman that I'm working with right now. She's creating a summit where she's got 35 people that she got. They did videos and presentations, and she's packaging that all up. And she's going to be doing a live launch of that as a video series. And she's going to be using my $5 a day ad system so that more people can see it, more people will share it. The more people see it, the better, right? So interviews are great ones. If you have some kind of live series that you want to do, even a live challenge of some kind, the sky's the limit with creativity. We love the brainstorming. So summits are super popular right now. And my other friend, she actually was doing a local business live series. So she interviewed me, but she launched for a whole week a local business. So she was bringing in local business owners live on camera to do this interview series specifically. So getting creative and bringing everyone together as a community. I know that we talk about a lot, or at least I have been, about how people are there's so much opportunity, so much availability for connections and collaborations right now, which is very, very exciting. All right, so I want to give you guys a couple little examples here, and then I will be wrapping up. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of Facebook ad examples that I pulled specific to what I'm talking about today. So we were talking about a travel industry example. So travel industry, obviously not great right now because anybody who sells travel, right? So they're not able to really do that right now. But so instead, what my client is doing, she actually created a summit. It's an interview series called Because I Can Virtual Summit, which she ran live. And then now she's actually running an ad to it so that more people can see it, engage with her. So the strategy that she's doing here, again, goes back to growing our audience. So even if we're not selling right now, we can still grow our audience so that when everything comes back on, we have larger audiences, we're connecting with people, we're collaborating with people. So this woman, my client, she's doing a summit series, and she's actually using it to grow her group and grow her audience, grow her email list, and it's working really, really well. We're getting great results with this ad. Okay, and then another example is, let's see. I just pulled this one, so random, but we were talking about doing a restaurant one. This one's interesting because they're doing it specific to the times, right? Thank you to our healthcare workers. They're running an ad. Your local KFC restaurants are grateful. During April, KFC's Northern California are working with local hospitals to donate meals. Like, wow, that's incredible. Big brand stepping it up to help the healthcare workers in this time, and they're running ads to it. That's amazing. I'm seeing way more than this even. It's been awesome. So, and then they have, they're doing a little special, right? Doing a little extra special, extra little discount right now for people. So I love that. And then the last example I'm going to give you, I have 2 more slides, and then we'll be able to do comments. So ask away, ask your questions, pop them in the chat. the B2B strategy, business to business, is the $5 a day ad system. This is me on the left and my client on the right. And we were talking about, again, topics. You can do any topics you want, work from home series. We can talk about whatever, right? So if it's how you're being affected, conversations that you've had that you want to share to help your clients, to help people move forward during this pandemic, like, amazing. Video ads. I love the video ads, and I love doing video. And they're now, like the live video, they're based on what you're sharing, what you're hearing for that day, which I love, love, love so much. Okay. So to sum up, plan of action, you want to do a plan of action. I definitely, if you haven't been in the online space, if this is something new to you, like another example is one of my clients, he's in the IT space, and he's just launched his podcast, and he was thinking about it for years, and he just launched it this past week. So again, putting together a plan of action, what you're going to do to create your business in the online biz, or if you're already showing up in the online biz, how are you going to show up differently based on what's happening out there, the pandemic. So getting creative and showing them you care. Yes, that's huge, because again, having those conversations, is there something that you know could be beneficial to your clients, beneficial to your audience, sharing with them, reaching out, doing more talks. I'm talking to people all day, every day, to help them move them forward with their business. And it's just so powerful how people are coming together and collaborating. And again, of course, I got to talk about my Run My $5 a day ad system, because it's an amazing way to not do all the things, but get a lot of traction out of video. So, which I think is super powerful. And I'll keep repeating it all day, every day. All right, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Where you guys can find me, and I'll pop it in the chat, is TammyP.com. My name is Tammy P, and you can find me at TammyP.com. And I'm sure she'll put it out in the comments and all that kind of stuff. And that is it. We can open it up to if anybody has questions or comments. Yeah. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we do have a couple of questions.
Okay.
One of them that came up was, could you talk a little bit about monetizing Facebook using affiliate marketing and other monetization tools?
Yeah, affiliate. I actually have a client right now that's doing that, and what she's doing is she created a $27 course. So she created a mini course, and then once people come into her mini course, she's putting affiliate. She's in the health space. She's a health coach. So she's putting affiliate links that align with being a health coach in that space. And she's putting them at the other end of the $27 thing. So she's running an ad to her $27 mini course. And then inside of the course, and like I think even on the thank you page, she has a couple little affiliate offerings. So I love that strategy. That's like a super hot strategy right now that people are using.
Well, yeah, that's great. And one question that I have for you, Breanna, is so right now the messaging, like you said, should change a little bit. You should tweak it a little bit and be sensitive with the current times. So what kind of messaging can that be? Can that be around positive thinking or brand building or retaining your existing customers? So what kind of tone should one choose?
It's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of that work. What I'm seeing work the most is people being totally honest. For example, I'll use a personal example. I have post-traumatic stress issues. My son was terminally ill when he was younger, and so this has triggered my anxiety. He's fine, by the way. But I went live and had a full-on panic attack. And so talked about it and was very open about it. And I had a huge influx of people joining. I have noticed my clients as well, when they go live and they talk about like what they are feeling right now and then relate it directly to how they serve others, that is when we are getting traction, shares, comments, because people, this is unprecedented. We don't have a rule book for this.
Nope.
The people who've gone through this type of trauma are likely our grandparents or great grandparents, like looking back to like World War I, World War II, when we were scared to go outside our homes and had like dark raids and things. And they're not online. So there is no one here to guide us. And if we can show up as human beings and say, I'm not perfect. I yelled at my kids today. But you know what it made me think of? It made me think of this thing that's in my business that might help you. Or I had a bunch of people who were talking about, which is not related to what I do necessarily, about how they were having trouble managing kids, working. My husband's also home. I created a schedule and put that out there for free. And I've had a ton of people join. It's actually one of the links that I shared, the breannagunn.com/daily schedule. And it's literally the schedule I use to make sure I'm working on time and staying on track. So my husband and I know how to split our days, and for my kids, so they know when school time is and everything else. So it's really truly listening to the questions people are actually asking and answering them as best you can using your expertise and knowledge base. And if you can't, bringing in someone who can speak to it, because that not only boosts your authority, but it shows community, and everyone needs and wants community right now. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. The next question that we have is, are small businesses, I think it's an open question to either of you, are small businesses expected to have discounts or freebies at this time by consumers?
I think we both have thoughts on that one.
I mean, so my personal opinion on that is, I mean, you have to feel into it for yourself, right? But like, I'm not personally providing discounts with my business right now. But that doesn't mean that if I'm inspired to create something that maybe is a lower price item to help my audiences and share with them some of my knowledge for less money, and that's something that I created and I continue to create because it feels good to me. So we're all in business, right? Like, we still all have to pay our bills. We're all like, that hasn't stopped. So I think, my opinion on that is I personally wouldn't be expected to discount my services. But if I want to create something special for this time, special for the pandemic, because I personally do different sales and have different offerings for my clients every single week. And so if there was something that, like, to Breanna's, which I think I love what you just said, everything that you just said, but if something comes up, a need that comes up with your audience that you know that you can solve, and you can create that at a price that a lot of people can get, and it can help them, like, I think that's incredible. So that's my thoughts on that.
And I have a similar but slightly different opinion. I actually am split testing a pay as you can, or pay what you can, versus just a full price offer to see what the market will bear right now. I have mini courses. I have things that are available that are lower priced for my individual programs myself. Most of us have pricing where you can pay in full or chunk or two-part payment, and then you get a discount of some kind. So I've converted all of my pricing to that price, and then adjusting the payment plans accordingly, because I think a lot of us weren't expecting this. I've talked to a number of entrepreneurs who are discounting their services or making it appear as though it's discounted. There's a whole sales strategy around that. Everyone has seen the sales page. This is valued at $4,997, but you get it all for blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of that going around. And so I think the tolerance is almost, people are not tolerating it well. If it's quality information, if it's really needed, then you shouldn't need to discount it. If you're feeling, like Tammy said, if you're feeling called to discount your stuff, take a step back and make sure you're not discounting it so much that you resent the work.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's such a good point, because we are service-based business, right? We're here to serve our clients, and so we have to feel good about it, right? So
yeah.
Because if we're depleted and we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not exercising and getting enough rest, like, we're not going to be able to serve everyone either. So yeah. Okay.
Actually, when you talk about service-based, and a lot of marketing agencies are facing the brunt of the pandemic with no fault of theirs. And I read a survey which was done by orbitmedia.com, and they said that the pandemic has affected the paid search services as well as the lead gen services by 25% and 17% respectively. So what are they supposed to do? I mean, it's no fault of theirs, and they've lost like 25% or 17% of their business. And now how do they deal with it without laying people off or cutting costs?
I mean, I won't talk about the business side because I'm not like I'm not the number cruncher, right? I'm the marketing creative person. But it all gets back to my first bullet point on my slide was getting creative. Like if you lost 25%, like as an example, I have a client who she teaches workshops. She's a speaker, author, writer. And she was like, I don't want to do online. I was like, you should do online because you should have something to do online, right? She's no, no, no. I want to do my workshops. I want to teach in person. Like she was super passionate about it. Guess what? She can't do that right now, right? So she doesn't want to lose all of her clients, all the people that already love working with her. So she's pivoted. She's gone and she's doing Zoom. She's going online. She's creating a course, right? So it's about getting creative. Nobody expected this. Nobody expected this pandemic. It's unprecedented. But getting creative with what we have, knowing that most people, right? It doesn't look great. It's a hard time, right? And how do we get creative? How do we keep going? Right? For me, I need to keep going every day. Back to what Breanna said, like I want to schedule, I want structure with my day because it helps me feel good inside. It's like to be able to do my work and to be able to share with all of you and to be able to deliver this presentation today. And if anybody gets one little golden nugget out of any one of anything we shared today, like that makes me feel good. So yeah, it's just about getting creative. And if it means that you were doing something in person before, like I said, my one client, he launched a podcast. He's an IT guy. He launched a podcast, but guess what? He has been wanting to launch his podcast for years. And it's a great visibility strategy. So if we can think of it in like, we can do these projects that we never thought we would have a chance to do, and now we can do them. So anyway.
To the reduction in cash flow and clients, and I'm not a numbers person either. If you need a numbers person, I can give you a list. But I am messaging and creativity and also very strategic. So for those people, I would say right now is the time to reevaluate your strategy. It is the time to look at which clients are dropping off, because they may not be your ideal clients, and that's okay. And adjusting and pivoting in a way that is functional and in service. So how can you love on your community and really provide high value content for free so that people want to work with you, so people find a way to work with you, getting creative with packages, maybe offering a very low cost training. There's all kinds of ways to recover that loss, but it requires you to open up what you're willing to listen to, what you're willing to do in your business. I've had a lot of clients who are service-based who I provide a package of services, right? You get all the things in the package. And I've had to break my packages up because people can justify this portion of it, but not this portion of it. And I think for marketing agencies and other people who are in service in this way, really getting super creative and saying, I'm willing to only run your ads, or I'll just write the copy, or I'll just do this, and piecemealing, you may end up making more than you would have selling the package in the first place. Just saying.
Love it.
Well, I think we have one last question, and that's for Tammy. Does your $5 a day system work without having a talking head? Like, what if your client absolutely refuses to go on camera? Because not everybody is comfortable going on camera.
Yeah, that's a great question. And you can get creative with that. I actually had that question last week because one of my clients who bought the $5 a day ad system, she was talking about how she wants to run it for her client and how they're in this totally different industry. And she's like, yeah, I don't think that he'll get on camera. So what else can we do? And so we were brainstorming. And so I said, well, what about putting together, there's all these like, I personally use like Capwing, but there's like iMovie and all these other platforms where you can piece together and make a little mini video about whatever you want to share. It could be even just as simple as like, you can do these like animate, oh, I don't want to get too complicated here, but like a, you know, mini presentation. Think about like the workshop that we did, but putting it into like 3 slides and making that into like a movable like video, and you could do voiceover with it. Another thing that you could do, and I think I don't want to get into too much of the techie and the how to do it, but I love that piece too. I love the tech part of it. Well, oh, I was thinking wave video, but like a lot of people, they'll take their podcast, so they're doing audio. Like one of my friends, she's going to do audio. She doesn't want to launch a podcast. What? That's cool, right? And she's going to make she pre-records an audio, and then she's going to do a social media marketing post out of that, where I don't know if you guys seen it, where it's like you see the little voices, audio voices, waves or whatever, audio waves. So that's another way that you can do it as well. Yeah.
That's great. I think the key takeaways that we've had from both these presentations are that visibility only grows with consistency, as Breanna said. And I think in order to remain consistently online or visible to a global audience, you might have to automate a part of your marketing anyway. Like Tammy said, it is a great time to learn. So learning new features, learning new skills, learning new programs, it is a great time to do that. And I think, like you mentioned, and somebody also asked the question, that it's okay, nobody expects us to be perfect on camera. And if you're not comfortable being on camera, it's okay, we can get creative and do many other things. So I'd like to thank all of you, the attendees as well, and the presenters. And this is one last slide that I have to share, that as SocialPilot, we're contributing in our small way to help the small business owners, solopreneurs, and entrepreneurs to survive this pandemic. And we've launched a $1 campaign for the small team plan, which is our best-selling plan. And the benefits of getting this plan for $1 over the next 2 months is that it's a huge cost saver. And you can, like I said, automate your social media marketing. And you can also seamlessly collaborate with your remote team, because remote working is our reality right now. So I'd like to thank you once again, and let me know if there are any questions. I'll send it over to Breanna and Tammy if you have any questions again. All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on. Thanks, Shagruti. Thank you. Good to see you, Breanna. Bye. Have a good day. Bye-bye.